A senator vanishes after a dramatic Senate confrontation. The PNP launches a nationwide manhunt, and Robin Padilla breaks his silence as the Philippines faces one of its biggest political and legal storms yet. With the ICC arrest warrant now active, the mystery surrounding Senator Bato Dela Rosa is raising explosive questions across the entire nation. A political storm is now unfolding in the Philippines as authorities intensify their nationwide search for Senator Ronald Bato Dela Rosa following the controversial arrest warrant issued by the International Criminal Court, or ICC. What began as a legal battle has now transformed into one of the country's most talked about political manhunts involving the Philippine National Police, the Department of Justice, intelligence units, and even possible coordination with Interpol. For more than a week, the public has been asking one question: where is Senator Bato Dela Rosa, the senator who once served as chief of the Philippine National Police and became one of the most recognizable faces of the Duterte administration's war on drugs, has not been publicly seen since the dramatic events inside the Senate building during the early hours of May 14. That night has now become the center of intense political speculation. According to multiple reports, tensions escalated inside the Senate after information surfaced that the authorities were preparing to implement an ICC arrest warrant against Dela Rosa. Confusion, security concerns, and heated discussions reportedly unfolded behind closed doors as the situation developed deep into the night. Several hours later, Dela Rosa was seen leaving the Senate compound alongside Senator Robin Padilla. The two reportedly exited through the Senate parking area at around 2:30 in the morning using Padilla's vehicle. Since then, the movements of Dela Rosa have become a national mystery. As pressure mounted, Philippine authorities confirmed that a full-scale operation had already begun to locate the senator. Senior police officials said all major units of the Philippine National Police had received direct orders to assist in tracking him down. In an interview, the PNP chief explained why authorities believe Dela Rosa is being extremely careful in avoiding law enforcement. He said the mindset of Senator Dela Rosa is the same as the mindset. Tiang Ma, Philippine National Police personnel na active na Don. He added, "You must remember na Dati siyang PNP officer." Those statements immediately caught public attention because they highlighted the reality facing investigators. Ronald Dela Rosa is not an ordinary fugitive. As a former police chief, he understands operational procedures, surveillance systems, intelligence gathering, and tactical movements better than most people. According to investigators, this background may be helping him stay ahead of authorities. The police chief also suggested that Dela Rosa is likely monitoring every public development related to the case. He said, "I'm sure minutes or even now nunud siya." For law enforcement officials, that means every statement released publicly could potentially be analyzed by the senator himself. Because of this, authorities have become increasingly cautious about discussing operational details. Meanwhile, attention quickly shifted towards Senator Robin Padilla Afte. Rule reports confirmed he was the last known public companion of Dela Rosa before the senator disappeared. Speculation exploded online. Some accused Padilla of helping Dela Rosa escape. Others defended him, saying there was no formal warrant physically presented during the incident. Facing mounting criticism, Robin Padilla publicly denied all accusations that he assisted the senator in fleeing authorities. According to Padilla, Dela Rosa merely asked to ride with him after leaving the Senate. Padilla explained that he dropped the senator off somewhere in Makati where another vehicle was supposedly waiting for him. He also clarified that he did not ask where Dela Rosa intended to go afterward. Padilla further stated that Dela Rosa did not have his own vehicle at the Senate that night because he had reportedly arrived earlier using a car associated with Senate President Alan Peter Cayetano. The senator strongly maintained that he violated no law. According to Padilla, there was no active arrest operation being conducted against Dela Rosa at that exact moment, and therefore he had no reason to stop him from riding in his vehicle. Still, the explanation did little to calm public curiosity. Questions continued to grow. Where exactly did Dela Rosa go after Makati? Who picked him up? Who has been helping him since then? And perhaps most importantly, how has a former police chief managed to disappear so completely despite the resources of the national government? Investigators are now relying heavily on surveillance footage to answer those questions. Authorities reportedly identified the route taken by Padilla's vehicle toward Makati, specifically near Ayala Avenue and HV de la Costa Street. From there, the trail appears to become less clear. Now, police intelligence teams are reviewing CCTV footage from multiple sources across Metro Manila. Traffic cameras, private establishments, parking facilities, toll systems, and even MMDA surveillance systems are all being examined. Officials believe the enormous network of cameras throughout Metro Manila may eventually reveal the exact route taken by Dela Rosa after leaving Padilla's vehicle. The issue even reached the Metropolitan Manila Development Authority. During a public discussion, MMDA General Manager Nicholas Torrey jokingly responded when asked whether the agency could help locate the senator. Although his comments were delivered humorously, many observers believe the message behind them was serious. If directed by higher authorities, agencies across the government are expected to cooperate fully in the operation. At the same time, the Department of Justice has continued strengthening its position regarding the legality of the ICC arrest warrant. According to DOJ officials, the government believes there remains sufficient legal basis to recognize and enforce the warrant, despite the Philippines withdrawing from the Rome Statute in 2019. This legal debate has now become one of the most divisive political issues in the country. Supporters of Dela Rosa insist that the ICC no longer has jurisdiction over the Philippines because of the withdrawal. Critics, however, argue that alleged crimes committed while the country was still under ICC membership remain subject to investigation. The DOJ maintains that existing Philippine laws concerning international humanitarian obligations still provide legal grounds for cooperation. Because of this, authorities have reportedly coordinated with Interpol regarding the possible issuance of a red notice against Dela Rosa. If that happens, international monitoring systems could become involved, making travel significantly more difficult for the senator. However, according to the Bureau of Immigration, there is currently no official record showing that Dela Rosa has left the Philippines. That detail is critical. It means authorities strongly believe he is still somewhere inside the country. As the search continues, many Filipinos are beginning to realize that this issue goes far beyond a single arrest warrant. The case against Ronald Dela Rosa is directly connected to the broader ICC investigation into the Duterte administration's controversial war on drugs. During the early years of that campaign, Dela Rosa served as chief of the Philippine National Police and became one of the operation's strongest defenders. The anti-drug campaign became internationally controversial because of the thousands of deaths linked to police operations and vigilante-style killings. Human rights organizations repeatedly accused authorities of carrying out systematic abuses. The Duterte administration consistently denied those accusations, insisting the campaign targeted dangerous criminals and drug syndicates. Now, years later, the ICC claims there are reasonable grounds to investigate possible crimes against humanity connected to those operations. According to ICC prosecutors, evidence under review includes police operational records, public statements, anti-UG strategies, and incidents connected to Oplan Tokang between 2016 and 2018. Dela Rosa has repeatedly denied all allegations against him. He insists he simply performed his duties as police chief during a difficult national crisis. For his supporters, the ICC case is politically motivated. Many of them believe international institutions are interfering in Philippine sovereignty. Others argue that the former police chief is being unfairly targeted because of his close association with former President Rodrigo Duterte. But for families of drug war victims and human rights advocates, the warrant represents something entirely different. For them, it symbolizes accountability. They believe the investigation may finally provide answers regarding the thousands of deaths that occurred during the anti-drug campaign. As the manhunt continues, political tensions inside the Senate are also growing. Some senators believe Dela Rosa should surrender voluntarily and face the charges directly. Others continue questioning the legitimacy of the ICC process itself. Meanwhile, the silence from Dela Rosa's camp has only intensified speculation. No verified public appearance has been made, no official statement has confirmed his exact location, and no one has openly admitted to assisting him. Because of this, authorities are reportedly examining possible connection support networks and communication channels that may have helped the senator avoid arrest. The Department of Justice has also warned that individuals proven to be helping Dela Rosa evade authorities could face legal consequences themselves. That warning immediately placed additional pressure on political allies and close associates. Now, every new development is closely watched by the public. Every rumor spreads rapidly online. Every statement from police officials or senators becomes headline news. For many Filipinos, this situation has become more than just another political controversy. It has become a test of the count. Rhee's justice system. Can the government enforce the law equally, even against powerful political figures? Can international legal institutions still influence Philippine politics despite the country's withdrawal from the Rome Statute? And if Ronald Bato Dela Rosa is eventually arrested, what political shockwaves will follow afterward? Those questions remain unanswered tonight, but one thing is becoming increasingly clear. This story is far from over as authorities continue tracking leads across Metro Manila and beyond. The pressure surrounding the case continues to grow with each passing day. The search continues. The political battle intensifies. And until Senator Ronald Bato Dela Rosa finally reappears, the Philippines will remain focused on one of the most dramatic and controversial manhunts in recent political history.